Hi guys, sorry for the delay. Having a really cool thing happen to my Facebook. I was gonna log into my Facebook with my pretty presentation stuff, and it is not working. My Facebook was hacked apparently, so I'm coming to you from my phone instead. So yeah, so essential oils, I've got some notes over here, so you might see me kind of looking over here, but I'd love to see you guys comment and ask any questions. So I'm going to kind of talk to you about essential oils and the ones that can help us with romance. So what I mean by that is the emotional side of romance and connecting with your partner, but also how essential oils can help us physically in that department too. So yeah, this is not going to be as visual as I was hoping because I had some pretty images to show you and everything, but that's okay. We're going to go from here. So essential oils. So essential oils, if you are kind of new to the world, essential oils are just plant extracts. So they're either cold pressed or steam distilled plant extracts. And the body cells really love them because they are, hey Julie, I'm so glad to see you. They are just so easily absorbable and used by the body. So there's nothing synthetic. This is all plant stuff. So people have been using, hey Anna Karen, I'm glad you're here. People have been using essential oils for romance since ancient times. I think the Song of Solomon even references aromatic oils and things like that. So, oh, hey, Laurel, thanks. So yeah, they've been around a long time. We all know, the ancient Egyptians and, all of those women used to use their oils and things like that for beautification and bathing and things like that. So we know that this is nothing new, that people have been doing this for a long time. So I love that kind of the two main ways for essential oils to be used in this way is for, aromatically. And when we inhale our essential oils, we are literally through the olfactory bulb in our nose, taking the compounds, the chemical constituents and compounds of that oil up directly and quickly to the limbic system of the brain. That is the part of the brain that responds emotionally. So that's the part of the brain that we want to access, when we are looking for love and connection and romance with our partner. So I love that they work so quickly. So for example, I think it's when you inhale the oil, it takes, I forget if it's 20 seconds, something like that, for it to reach that part of your brain. It's quick. And when you apply essential oils topically, within 20 minutes, it's circulating your bloodstream. So these are fast acting and amazing, and I think that's so cool that we can use them that way. So those are kind of the two ways we're going to talk about using these. So I'm going to kind of go over, I was really having a hard time. If you guys are familiar with Dr. Laura, she was teaching the other day about the 6 top essential oils, but I couldn't limit it to 6. There are some new ones that I definitely want to talk about, but I'm going to jump right in. Black pepper. So black pepper is kind of masculine, kind of spicy, like cooking pepper. It's warming. It also is an aphrodisiac. Emotionally, I love this. It's the oil of unmasking. So accessing those hidden parts of yourself. That's kind of what it's going to do when you smell it, and it goes to that limbic part of your brain. So it kind of brings us to emotional honesty, but also it's warming. So this is going to be great in any sort of massage blend that you whip up and make for your partner. That's going to be awesome. Cinnamon is another oil, and I feel like cinnamon is kind of like a no-brainer. We kind of associate cinnamon, it's spicy, it's hot, but it boosts sexual desire, and physically it's warming also. So you get your black pepper and your cinnamon together, and that's literally going to warm the body. It's emotionally the oil of sexual harmony. So this is going to bring your body from feeling disconnected to healing sexual issues, bringing your body into body acceptance, feeling comfortable in your skin, which we all know is so important. Just that healthy sexuality. And cinnamon physically is going to help your reproductive system. So that's definitely one you want to keep in mind. Sandalwood, so that's the oil of emotional openness. It reduces inhibition. It creates like a close connection. It's relaxing, it's earthy and grounding. I tend to kind of think of it as a masculine oil too. So you might think sandalwood and black pepper. Maybe you make a roller blend for your man with definitely those two in it. Sandalwood is kind of on the pricier side. So if you don't have sandalwood, cedarwood is another great one. We call that, my mentor, Dr. Laura, was saying that's what we call the poor man's sandalwood. So cedarwood is a good option, kind of has some of those similar components. And emotionally, it's the oil of sacred devotion. So it's going to be really calming to the mind and heart, bringing surrender and kind of like openness to that higher consciousness. So it's almost kind of like a spiritual enhancing oil. The next oil is ylang ylang. So ylang ylang, I totally love this, and I'm totally stealing it from somebody that I heard call it bang bang, the bang bang oil. This is the oil that is going to help with libido. This is going to help with boosting libido in both men and women. So this, I would definitely say, if you are looking for oils for romance, you definitely want ylang ylang. Yeah, Ashley, ylang ylang. And I love this note that men tend to respond well to the scent on their lady. So if you make yourself a roller bottle, or maybe you make yourself like a little, like a spray. Forgive the washi tape. This is a spray for my daughter that does not have ylang ylang. It's a throat spray, but these little glass spray bottles off Amazon, you could whip up some of these scents and literally just kind of make a spray for yourself, almost like a perfume or a body spray. You could also make a bed linen spray to kind of get you in the mood as you guys are getting ready for turning into bed. So yeah, ylang ylangl's awesome, or bang bang as we call it. It helps increase sexual desire. It can increase attraction between lovers. It can create more of like a sensual connected response. And I really love this. It reduces frigidity or anger in women. The idea that sexual coldness is usually connected to like anger and rage. That's really fascinating that ylang ylang can help with that. But yeah, this is an oil that's great for men and women. It's great for calming. You might see it in a lot of like calming and relaxing blends. So it's going to calm you. It's going to make you feel attracted to your partner. It's going to be that kind of like sensual, heavy smell. You can also, believe it or not, and this is where like I'm glad that you can't see too closely my like blushing girl face, but you can totally make an inner thigh roller blend with ylang ylang, and apply it to your inner thighs just to kind of get the get the stuff going. So emotionally, I feel like this is kind of funny. It's the oil of the inner child. While it sounds kind of weird and like that has nothing to do with intimacy and romance, the idea of that is that it brings you from feeling like stressed or disconnected or joyless to feeling playful and intuitive and emotionally filled and just kind of free. So again, that's kind of reducing inhibitions. It's kind of bringing like fun. So ylang ylang definitely is a great oil. Cyprus. So cyprus is the oil that I typically think of when I think of like lymph or like getting your blood to flow. So if you connect that with, kind of love and romance and intimacy and bedroom things, you're going to be thinking, yeah, Cyprus. So Cyprus promotes healthy blood circulation. So yes, that's going to be good for both men and women. It's in the doTERRA massage blend, our Aroma Touch. It's one of the oils in there. So if you think of it also just like for, just massage, like your back and your, just like a full body massage, that's really going to help with circulation that way too. It is also, so emotionally, it's the oil of motion and flow. So it kind of creates like energetic flow. And I love this phrase. I'm getting my notes. I have this really great book called Essential Oils and Emotions. And so I love kind of checking out the emotional component of each essential oil. But it says it's the oil of motion and flow that creates energetic flow and emotional catharsis. So that could be a really good blend for the bedroom too. It creates flexibility in heart and mind, casting aside worries and letting go of control so we can enjoy the thrill that comes from being alive. So generally that's kind of what it does, but that could also help in the romance department for sure too. So clary sage is another oil that's really great for romance. It is described as euphoric, relaxing. This is the female oil for hormones. So this is the oil, a lot of like monthly blends have clary sage in it because it's hormone balancing, but it's great for female intimacy response, especially if a woman's feeling stressed, which, hello, yes, we're all feeling stressed. Even if we are maybe anticipating on setting aside some time with our spouse, you know, sometimes you have the laundry list of things going on and you just can't really shut it down. So clary sage is really helpful to kind of bring you out of that stress. It's emotionally called the oil of clarity and vision. So helping you kind of shift your perspective and your perceptions and kind of open up to like truth and what's really going on. It brings us from feeling confused, discouraged, to clear and open-minded and imaginative. So I love the emotional components for that one, as well as the fact that it's hormone balancing. Like this is the one that, that's going to help us ladies. Patchouli. So patchouli, I feel like when I think of patchouli, I think of like hippie, really hippie essential oils, you know, kind of that like earthy, naturey smell, but it's actually used in a lot of the synthetic perfumes that are on the market for both men and women. So it's not a delicious smell by itself, but blended, it's really, really nice. And its attributes are kind of what we're after. So it's a lingering smell. It can stimulate the senses. It blends really well with ylang ylang and sandalwood. Emotionally, it's the oil of physicality. So hello, yes, we would love to use this for that. So it supports us being present in our physical bodies. Emotionally, it helps us bring from like disconnection from our body, even body shame, to being present and not as tense. It brings us to being like grounded and present, and I love this word, physically expressive. So patchouli is a great oil to make for diffuser blend, make for a blend that maybe you wear as perfume. I really love using roller bottle blends. And I'll give you some ideas here at the end, but when I'm talking roller bottle, if you're not familiar, you know, has a little roller and you put your essential oils and carrier oil, and you literally can put it on your pulse points like a perfume where you're gonna smell it. And yeah, there are even some warming blends you can make to put along the inner thigh. So lots of spicy ways to use these oils. So there are 3 other oils that they're kind of new. Patchouli is one of them. Oh, not patchouli. No, we just talked about patchouli. Jasmine. So the next 3 oils that I'm talking about are in the touch. So when I say touch roller, they are pre-diluted. These already are showing up diluted. So these you would not diffuse. These are oils that you would apply topically. So jasmine emotionally is the oil of sexual purity and balance. This is typically an oil, you know, we all love the smell of jasmine. I think the jasmine flower is what was ancient, like ancients would sprinkle on the newlywed beds, like when they would, you know, send the newlyweds off. But it's also a really great oil that helps emotionally deal with sexual trauma. And sadly, that's something that is often very common right now in these days and times. And so I think it's wonderful that that is kind of an option. That's kind of something to keep in mind. So it can nurture dormant passions. It can encourage the release of past sexual trauma. It facilitates healing. It's great for bringing a balance. So a balance of sexual appetite, whether that's on one end or the other. So it's very floral. It's very lovely. Again, topical use. You could not only put it on the pulse points like we talked about, but you could put it like over the lower abdomen, which is your sacral chakra. You could put it behind the ears. So jasmine is lovely. The next floral is neroli, and I am loving neroli. Neroli is so nice. It is actually from the orange tree. It's the flower from the orange tree. And it's the oil of shared purpose and partnership. And honestly, when I read about the effects of neroli for the first time, I was like, that sounds boring. I'm not interested in that. But I was listening to another oil teacher talk about how this is the oil of like unity and helping when you're in conflict, especially in a relationship. So the idea that if you've been in a long-term relationship that's encountered stress, So any of us who've been married for, you know, more than a little while, this is an oil that's going to kind of help us emotionally. It brings us back to unity. It brings us from conflict, restlessness, impatience, bitterness, feeling blaming, stagnant, inhibited, to feeling patient, empathetic, kind, connected, desiring. I don't know any married couple who wouldn't like benefit from those things. So the way you can use neroli has a million other benefits. I'm just talking about like the romance and intimacy benefits, but I actually bought this for skin and hormonal support. But I'm loving that this is kind of like another side of it, which is really cool. I was listening to another lady talk about how she was applying this to her pulse points and her lower abdomen as well, you know, right over where her hormones would be for hormone balancing. And she was really, really surprised, taken aback by how that really enhanced her connection and desire for her husband. She was like really surprised. So I think that's really cool. I think it's really powerful that these oils can act so quickly and on such a deep level. I always like to say they don't do the emotional work for us. Of course, no, we have to do that ourselves with journaling and wise counsel, often prayer and, meditation, things like that. So it's not just going to like fix all the problems, but it really facilitates bringing those emotions to the surface so that you can deal with them. So anyway, neroli is amazing. I love neroli. Rose is another one of the touch rollers. That's another one of our floral ladies. And rose, the reason I bought rose was because it is the highest vibrational, energetic oil that exists. So if you want those high vibes, rose is your girl. It's emotionally the oil of divine love, like unconditional love. So it brings us from feeling unloved, brokenhearted, closed off, lacking compassion, maybe feeling wounded, to feeling loved, compassionate, healed, tenderhearted. Yes, Laurel. Yes. I remember. Yes, I brought it to retreat because it was like brand new, and I'm almost, I don't know if you can see, I'm like at the bottom of the barrel here, which is so sad. I've been using it under my eyes because rose is amazing for skin, and on where I'm getting my lady wrinkles, my old lady wrinkles. Anyway, yes, rose is amazing, but it kind of opens us to receive unconditional love, divine love. And again, it's a topical blend. So you're going to want to apply this. I love smelling it when it's on the pulse points. It's kind of gentle. I mean, it's rose. It's not the rose that smells like grandma's weird perfume and soap. No, it's very delicate and like a literal rose. So this isn't going to be overpowering, but it's amazing. So I love rose. Other than on your pulse points, putting it right over your heart is a really good place to put this one. And all these oils that I'm talking to, like the florals, I'm kind of emphasizing those for women, but my husband loves the smell of rose. Whenever I'm like, oh, it's the highest vibrational oil, he's like, yes, please, douse me in that. Yes, I need good energy. I need happiness. I need positivity. So I love that rose is that. The next one I wanted to talk about is passion. Now, passion comes in a little bottle like this, or you can get it in the pre-diluted roller, which I love. Passion is kind of spicy. It is a blend. So this one is not a single oil. It's a blend of cardamom, cinnamon, ginger, clove, sandalwood, jasmine, vanilla, and damiana, which I don't really know what damiana is, to be honest, but it says it's a flower. So this has some of those that we talked about. So it to me, this feels really spicy. It's the inspiring blend. It's not just for passion in the romantic sense, although that's how we're talking about it today. It's an inspiring blend of essential oils, and emotionally it brings us from self-denial, feeling regimented, feeling dutiful, feeling serious, feeling dull, joyless, burdened, which sometimes that's how I feel about love and romance at the end of the day. Like, I just have too many things to do. But it brings us to feeling passionate again, risk-taking, vital, inspired, playful, spontaneous, creative. So it helps us kind of rediscover our inner passion. And this thing is strong. I think this is the one. Yes, if you get the tiny, this little 5 milliliter, this is the pure essential oil, so it's undiluted. You can diffuse this, but it also has a tiny bit of coconut oil in it, so the diffuser, you might want to clean your diffuser right after you use it, kind of a thing. Or you can use one of those diffusers that has the little like cotton insert type of a thing, and it won't clog up your diffuser that way because it has the coconut oil in it. But this is a really great oil just for kind of setting the mood. And when I diffuse, I always like to diffuse about 30 minutes or so, because it kind of takes a while, like we talked about, to just kind of calm yourself down, get yourself excited, get yourself kind of in that mentality. So passion's one that I like to diffuse. Another thing I want to talk about is energy, and I don't have it with me, but I'm going to talk about I'm going to talk about energy, because I feel like most of us are ladies. If we work full time, or if we're with kids at home all day long, energy is a real inhibitor to wanting to connect with your spouse. I mean, Netflix and chill sometimes is just like, let's just Netflix and go to bed. So energy, it's important. It's important for women. It's also important for men too. But when intimacy is the farthest thing from your mind, this is where I always say, like, okay, we all know the foundational things of like eat right, exercise, deal with your stress, get rest, but that's hard to balance a lot of times. So this is where I always say our Lifelong Vitality Pack. That is our pack of vitamins and supplements. And I wish I had them here. I left them way over there and I don't want to leave you, but that is doTERRA's #1 selling product, oddly enough. We're an essential oil company, but that is their #1 bestseller. It's just really amazing for cellular vitality, for energy. It's all food-based vitamins and minerals. Nothing is synthetic, which I think is amazing, because a lot of the vitamins and minerals at Whole Foods and Sprouts and things, they say organic and all of that, but if you do a little research, you might find like, oh yeah, okay, so cyanocobalamin, which is that form of B vitamin, is processed with cyanide. It's synthetically processed, whereas the B vitamin that is safer is methylcobalamin, which is in our Lifelong Vitality Pack. So there are little things like that, obviously, that you can do a lot of research. So I won't harp too long on that, but energy support is important. Oh, and I do want to point out too that one of the things I love about the Lifelong Vitality Pack, and why I tried it, is they have this 30-day money-back guarantee, which I don't know other vitamin companies who do that. So you can send back the empty bottles at the end of 30 days if it doesn't work for you. So I feel like that's really awesome, and I wish all vitamin companies did that. But that's something to help with energy. We also have like an energy support. It's just for energy support. It's called Mito 2 Max. And I often hear this for people who are maybe having like adrenal fatigue or adrenal issues, but it's not just for people with adrenal issues. It's like an energy support. It's all these supplements that are helpful for the mitochondria, and which are, science class, we all remember biology, the energy, the powerhouses of the cell. So there was a woman that I was in her class, and she was talking about how she will pop a couple of Mito 2 Max at like 4 p.m. if she knows that she is, trying to be intentional about spending some time with her husband that night. Yeah, Julie, that Lifelong Vitality Pack, it is where it's at. Yeah. But the Mito 2 Max isn't like this caffeinated weird, it's going to keep you awake and make you wired, but it's going to be some like good energy. So yeah, if you need a little help with that, that's good too. Another thing that is helpful is de-stressing. So I love the idea of taking an aromatic Epsom salt bath, maybe taking some time to yourself, which I know can be hard if you have kids, or if you're, you've just got a full schedule with working and all that kind of stuff. But if you can de-stress and take a little time to yourself, that's going to go leaps and bounds. doTERRA we have all these like amazing body products, spa products. So if that looks like shaving your legs and putting on some nice moisturizing cream or whatever, do that. Use your essential oils to help you in that way too. I am going to post here too. So we talked about diffuser blends. So a really great diffuser blend, just to kind of have going, would be cinnamon, And you could kind of play around. I kind of go easy in my diffuser blends. I do like 4 drops of each or so. But if you really wanted to just amp up the moodiness in the room, you could do maybe 8 drops of each. Do cinnamon and black pepper. That's going to have that spiciness. And then the ylang ylang. The first 2 are really warming and spicy again, and that ylang ylang is that enhancing oil for both men and women. You could make a massage blend, and you might want to do a little differently for him versus for her. So for him, you might want to do ylang ylang and sandalwood. You could do equal parts and just dilute it in some coconut oil. And again, you can make yourself just a little roller bottle, like a 1 or 2 time use roller bottle, just to kind of, have a relaxing massage. Or you could use some of your empties. I have done this before, where I get a little empty essential oil bottle. Like this is my empty frankincense, and I have a little dropper top from shareoils.com. And you can blend up and just keep it on your nightstand. So put your fractionated coconut oil, which I've got mine over here with the pump, and put that in here, blend it with your ylang ylang and sandalwood, equal parts of that, and dilute it with that, and you can have it ready to go for a massage. For her, you would probably want to do equal parts ylang ylang and clary sage. Like we said, clary sage is our friendly lady blend, and you could do a foot massage, you could do a neck massage or back massage with that. I also, again, neroli, I really love neroli. You could do the rose and jasmine too. You could make a linen spray, and this is probably the bottle I should have shown y'all. I get these off Amazon. They're little glass bottles. You never want to use plastic unless it is the, what is that called? It's a certain plastic that you can definitely use with essential oils, because if you use just a regular, like leftover spray bottle, some oils can leach the toxins from the plastic, so you do not want to use that. So I like to use glass. And you can do, oh yeah, Laura, clary sage. It is a lady blend. It is like, all the ladies need it. So yeah, you could do a linen spray with 10 drops of sandalwood, 10 drops of ylang ylang, 14 drops of bergamot. Bergamot is a citrus oil. We didn't talk about it yet, but it is the oil of self-acceptance. So it's kind of like, makes you feel like secure in yourself and, kind of like comfortable with yourself. So I love that. And I think this is bigger than 4 ounce. Yeah, this is definitely bigger than 4 ounce. But the 10, 10, and 14 drops, you could fill this halfway with water. Or you could double that recipe. And this would be a great linen spray to just keep on your nightstand. Again, set your diffuser, spray your linen spray, have some body massage. There is also a recipe for an inner thigh blend. Guys, this makes me so giggly and uncomfortable because I know half of you like in my regular life, and and if my mom hops on or one of my aunts, I'm gonna be like mortified. But you can make an inner thigh roller blend, and you can do clary sage for women hormones. You can do wild orange, which is really like happy and bright and uplifting. It's just like happy. It's like such a good oil. And cypress, which is going to, increase circulation and blood flow. And that would be a really, really good oil. And when I say inner thigh, I mean like from the knee creases, kind of like midway up your thighs. So those are kind of some tips and tricks. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I am going to give away a sample of Passion. I have these great these are like little baby roller bottles. Can you see a little roller over here? So if you don't currently have a doTERRA account, and you're not, working with somebody else, I'd love for you to leave me a comment, and it can be here or on the thread elsewhere, and tell me your Valentine plans. And I don't not the crass ones, just your Valentine plans. Like, are you going to dinner? Are you going to a movie? Are you going to have a romantic night in? And that'll enter you into my giveaway for my little sample roller of Passion. So yeah, let me know what your plans are. Let me know too. I'd love to hear what you guys thought and if you have any questions about any of these blends. And I'll be posting later today, I'll be posting some little kits that I've made up for this class with some of these specific oils. So if you are not familiar with doTERRA, or you are just, you're kind of brand new, you can hop on board. I'd love to kind of be your oil mentor and teach you about oils, help you get started. You can get started with these. You can get started with, we've got plenty of amazing collections of kits and things like that. So reach out to me. I am going to post those graphics here in just a little bit later today, and they'll have some good prize incentives for if you decide to start before Saturday night. Yes, today's Wednesday. Yeah. So let me know what you thought, and thanks so much for watching. It was fun having all you guys here and chatting. So fun and interactive. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday. Bye. Oh, and happy Valentine's Day.